Hey guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle. Today we are going to be using the Epic Bait Molds 12-inch Mega Curly Tail Grub. This is the biggest grub I have ever seen. This thing's ridiculous. This is what it ends up looking like, the ones that I poured. So first I started with pouring the chartreuse tail portion. I just did one whole bait and chartreuse. And then I cut the body off and left a strip, so then that way I could put the tail back into the mold. So I'm gonna make a whole bunch more of these. My uncle lives in Florida and he likes to do a lot of saltwater fishing. This is a perfect bait for saltwater, but it also I think could be used very well for muskie and northern pike. I also have another buddy down here that loves to fish for muskie, so I'm thinking about rigging these up and selling him a couple of these for doing some muskie fishing. Maybe some different colors too, like pink, like hot pink and like fluorescent orange, that kind of stuff. But this is what does really well in saltwater apparently. So I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these for my uncle, and we're going to pour this big mammy jammy and see how many we can do. So hopefully this will be a kind of a quick video. I've already got some plastic pre-made, so we're gonna go ahead and just run with that for now. I may have to make up some more later. So let's do it. Okay guys, so today I'm gonna try this 12-inch Mega Curly Tail Grub. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I mean this thing is unbelievably crazy. I'm heating up some plastic now. I've already had it pre-colored, it's ready to go, but I'm gonna heat it up, maybe put it through the vacuum chamber to get some of the air bubbles out, but we're gonna go ahead and pour the chartreuse first, and then we'll cut it down and modify it and do the tails. Now, this mold is a big mold, and I haven't had any issues with it the first 2 times I shot it, but for added measurement, I'm putting 3 clamps on this mold. 2 on the sides and 1 on the top. It's a big mold. I don't want to overdo it. And we're going to obviously use a pretty good size injector. I think this is my, I'm not even sure what this is. I want to say it's a 6. I think it's a 6 ounce. But we're gonna do that, and I'll get back to you when the plastic's hot and ready. Okay guys, I think I got the plastic almost ready. We got it at about 350, 360. I'm just gonna try to get some of the air bubbles out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into the vacuum pot just to get the air bubbles out, and then we'll come right back. Get that moisture out of there. Plastics, I'm just heating it up one more time. I'm going to blast it with a little butane torch just to take some air bubbles off the top if there is any, and then we're going to inject this thing. See any air bubbles? Just going to give it a slow stir, and we're ready. Okay, this is a pretty big injector, so I'm just trying to get it around so where I can work with it. Get the air, squeeze the air out of it, burp it a little bit. And then we're ready. There we go. I'm going to do it fast. And this thing takes a lot of plastic, and you want to hold on this one for a little bit longer, just because of how much plastic this thing actually drinks. And you're probably going to have to sit here for a few minutes. And what I do is I actually sit here with the cup and try to get some of the air bubbles off the top there. But I sit here with the cup, and you can see it. You can see it slowly going down. See if I can give you guys a view of that. But it legitimately is drinking that plastic pretty quickly. See if I can get this. See it? It's going down fast. So what we want to do is we want to just keep topping it off for a few minutes. And there may be some air bubbles in this, but it's okay. But I'm just trying to get that sprue to stay full, because it does. It sucks a lot of plastic in there. Though there's a big round sprue ball in here that it does take plastic out of, but it's already starting to go down again. So we're gonna just sit here, let it go down again, and we're gonna fill it back up again. I think like 2-3 times is what I did last time. It seems to keep it pretty good, but it's already drinking it down pretty well already. So I'm just gonna keep filling it up. And from what I've done so far, you really don't have to heat this mold up that I've found. Now it may help a little bit, but it's at room temperature right now, and I think it's probably going to be okay. But we're going to let that set up, let this cool down. I may add a little bit more plastic on the top, and then I'll come back and show you guys what this one looks like and then I'm going to show you the process of actually cutting the body off and putting a tail back in the mold to shoot with a different color. It's a little bit more unique, and I try to make it so that it'll stay together and won't separate without having to heat it up and making it mesh together, kind of like the layers. No, there might be some cold cracks, but it's not going to be that bad. So we'll be right back when it's ready. It's been a minute or two. I'm just gonna pop these off, and we're gonna open it up and see how we did. And it may still be a little warm in the middle because of how much plastic this thing drinks. But how's that, guys? It's a pretty good shot right there. I don't see any air bubbles or any gaps or anything like that. We look good. Like I said, this part up here is going to be still pretty warm because it's going to take a while for that to cool down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the mold, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in a water bath and let it set up for a little while. I mean, it's so soft right now. It's like, I can tell the middle is still warm and gooey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my little container, throw it in the water bath, and let that chill for a little while, and let that set up some more. And then we'll cut the top off and cut the body off, and I'll show you guys how this actually works. Here's the mold. All I did was bought a small plastic container. I think I got it at like Target or something, but I just fill that up with water and just fill it up enough to where it's going to cover the bait. I just let those soak in there for about like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how big the bait is. This one I might leave a little bit longer, but I just let them sit in that for a little bit. And then the process, usually what I do is I put them on this towel, let them sit for a little bit, and then I transfer things to cookie sheets, and I let them sit out for a few days to cure fully. Okay guys, so this is fully cured. I won't say fully, but mostly cured. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see this a little better. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trim off. Make sure you guys are focused here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is trim off the top first. What I like to do is make a slit first and then come to the back side, just so that way you got a nice clean cut. Okay, put that in the container, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and just like this, we're going to cut straight down the tail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it all the way up to about the third rib. See that? I'm going to take it right to the third rib and cut that straight off. So all this is going to go back in to the pot, and what I like to do is just cut it up into each section. That way you just get a little bit smaller pieces, so then that way I can remelt those down and use those. So again, what I want to do is you want to cut it flat against that, right? And you want to carry that all the way up to the top. Okay? So basically, I just took that chunk off and made it flat. So if you look at it from the side profile, I took that right off. So now it's just flat. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and trim that. Same idea, same thing, but we're going to, you know, leave a chunk of meat for the tail for something to grab onto. Okay? So, now you just got a tail and it's flat on both sides. And what I'm going to do here to make this better is I like to, if you see where the body used to be, where that tail is, you can see that body right there. I'm going to make a hole, a square hole right here, so that when we pour the white, the pearl white in there, it'll come down, it'll fill all this in, but it'll go through the bait and make a complete connection to the other side. Then that way it'll be nice and it's got something to connect to, and it'll bond real well and it won't come off. So I just took a chunk out of the middle there, just like that. So you got a hole and it's flat. So we'll put it back in the mold, and then we're going to go ahead and do our white. So I'm going to put this back in the mold and show you what we got, and then we'll run the pearl white, and I got to start heating that up. Be right back. So before I close this up, guys, I just wanted to give you a close-up shot of what this actually looks like with the tail back in it. So there's the tail back in the mold, and then I'm going to close this up, and we're going to clamp it, and we're going to shoot the pearl white version. So the top will be pearl white, tail will be chartreuse. And we're just going to go ahead and get all the moisture and air bubbles out of the pearl white plastic too while we're here. So, okay guys, I've got the white pearl in the microwave, and we're about to take that out here. I've already gone ahead and gotten most of the moisture and air bubbles out of the plastic, and I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And we're going to go ahead and inject. And then, like I said, this takes a lot of plastic, so we're going to go ahead and fill that injector all the way up. I'm going to go ahead and burp this off, just like I always do, just to get the air bubbles out. I think we're good there. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot. And like I said, we're going to shoot it fast. And once you get down to where it's full, hold it for a minute or two, just to make sure you got everything out. And then fill up that sprue. And we may have to fill up the sprue more, because it's probably going to drink that plastic pretty good. So I'm just going to sit here with the cup and keep pouring that white until it stops. And then we'll let this cool down, and I'll demold it and show you guys what we came out with. Okay guys, I think it's cooled down enough. We're going to go ahead and demold this sucker. Let's see what we got. It's stuck together pretty good. Saw some smoke come out of there. Hope it's okay. Alright guys. So this is the end product. It's still warm, and we still got a little bit of liquid plastic coming out of the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this out and go put it in the water to bake, and it molded to the tail like almost perfectly. No missing spots or air bubbles or nothing. I mean, it's great. I got a couple little air bubbles here on the ridge, but that's okay. I shot it pretty well, so we should be okay. A little bit on the top there, but that's all right. With a bait like this, I don't think a little spot's gonna make a difference. But what an awesome grub. So I'm gonna go ahead off camera, and I'm gonna put this in the water and let it sit for a little bit. And I'm gonna make a whole bunch more, I think, and then I will come back and wrap up the video. Alright guys, well, this is it. Finished product. I made 6 of these total. Like I said, they're for saltwater fishing. My uncle, he's gonna use these. And I'll tell you what, they came out great. Nice hard plastic, saltwater plastic. But I had some issues with the sprue on this, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. What I found out that you have to keep topping it off with plastic in the top of the injection port quite a bit, because it pulls a lot of plastic. So I'm looking into some sprue extenders as we speak. I actually made one this morning, but I don't think it's what I really want. I would like a nice machined aluminum one, so we'll get there. But they came out great. I probably will definitely do more of these. This color is great. I know it works well. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that episode today. The 12-inch Mega Curly Tail Grub by Epic Bait Molds. Awesome. Love making these. It's just a gigantic bait. I mean, it really is ridiculous. But it's awesome. I mean, the mold shoots really well. The only thing I can say about it is it draws a lot of plastic, but it's okay. I mean, we can make do with what we got. And I'm probably gonna end up getting a couple more of these just so I can do more than one at a time. Because doing one at a time and doing the tails and then pouring the bodies separate, it definitely takes a lot of time. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your support. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 500 by the end of the year. Please like these videos, comment, share them, and we'll get there. And I'm thinking about doing a giveaway at some point and actually making some of these baits, maybe some grubs, maybe some of the big 7.8-inch swim baits I've got now from Epic, the Epic Boss. I also might do some other swim baits, some nice pours with some dusting technique. That's pretty interesting. I'm probably going to end up doing a video on that at some point here soon too. So thanks a lot guys for watching, and remember, keep on baiting.